Let's play a game of Would You Rather. I'm going to read a sentence that gives two options, and you need to make a choice. Would you rather take option 1, or would you rather take option 2? Make sense? You can pause the video after each one if you need a little bit more time to think it through or talk it over. Okay, here's the first one. Would you rather have £100 or £10? Pretty easy, isn't it? Right, let's try another one. Here's number 2. Would you rather eat a ham sandwich on fresh bread or a bogey sandwich on moldy bread? Blech. What would you rather do? Again, pretty easy choice, I reckon. Right, let's make the next one a little bit harder. Would you rather have to dance along or sing along every time you hear a song? Well, a bit trickier, that one. Depends if you like singing or dancing. What would you choose? What would you rather? Okay. Here's the next one, number 4. This one's maybe a little bit more for the mums and dads, but have a listen, see what you think. Would you rather have every traffic light turn green or never have to stand in line again? Well, that's a tough choice, isn't it? Both good options. Traffic lights, standing in line. What would you rather? Make a choice. Right. Let's make the last one really hard. Would you rather be able to see into the future or be able to change the past? Oh, that's a tricky one. What would you rather do? Tough choice. Well, you see, the game Would You Rather is a game of choices. Did you know that every single day you make around 40,000 choices? 40,000 decisions about what you're going to do, about what you're going to say, about where you're going to go. Now, some of those choices are easy and obvious, like taking £100 instead of taking 10. But some choices are really hard and difficult. This week, we're starting a new series in Ruth. And it's a book that has 4 main characters. The first 3 are just ordinary people with ordinary lives. We have a lady called Naomi, her daughter-in-law called Ruth, and a farmer called Boaz. The 4th character is God. And even though you don't really see him very much, he's working in the lives of these ordinary people to bring about amazing things. He's who the story is really all about. And the first thing we find in Ruth is that one of the characters has a choice to make. Here's the situation. A lady called Naomi, her husband and 2 sons moved from a foreign country to live in Ruth's town. Now, Ruth got to know the family, and she liked one of the sons, and he liked her, and so they got married. But then something really sad happened. Naomi's husband and Ruth's husband both died. And so Naomi decides that she was going to go back to her hometown called Bethlehem. And this left Ruth with a choice. Would she stay or would she go? Now, let's think about this choice for a minute. On the surface, it seems like an easy, obvious choice. If she stays, she will be able to go back to her family, back to her mum and dad and brothers and sisters, back to her friends, back to her own people, back to her hometown that she knows and that she loves. And if she leaves, well, she'll probably never see her family again. She will say goodbye to her mum and dad and brothers and sisters, goodbye to all of her friends. She will be leaving her own people and going to a foreign town where she will be unknown and be unloved? What would you do? Surely it's an obvious choice. It's an easy choice, isn't it? If it was me, I would stay. But let's have a look at the choice that Ruth makes. See what she says to Naomi in verse 16. Don't ask me to leave you. Don't beg me not to follow you. Every place you go, I will go. Every place you live, I will live. Your people will be my people. Your God will be my God. You see, Ruth doesn't make the easy and obvious choice. She makes a choice that is hard and difficult. She chooses to go back with Naomi to Bethlehem. But why? Well, look closely. What is it that she is actually choosing? Or should I say, who is it that she is actually choosing? She is choosing God. She is choosing Him and His way from now on. It can be hard, a hard choice choosing God, whether that's choosing to follow Him for the very first time, or whether that's choosing Him and His way every day as we live out our faith. It can mean feeling alone and unloved. It can mean being laughed at and picked on. It can mean losing our friends and families. And for many in the world, it does mean that. So why? Why would we ever make the hard choice of choosing God and His way when it seems that the easy and obvious choice is not to? Well, it's by looking at another choice. A choice that was made by Jesus. You see, He chose to leave His home in heaven. He chose to be rejected by His family and abandoned by His friends. He chose to be laughed at and picked on. And He chose to give up His life for you and for me. That's how we can choose to follow God and His way, by looking to the cross of Jesus and seeing the choice that God made for us. And you know what? Choosing God and His way is always worth it. And you know why? Because you get Him. You get God Himself. And He is more valuable and precious than anything this world can offer. Shall we finish by praying together? Read along if you want. Dear Father God, thank you that you sent Jesus into the world. Thank you that He chose to give up everything and give His life for me. Help me to look to the cross every day and then choose you and your way. Thank you that you have given me the greatest gift of all, yourself. Amen. We're going to sing a song that we learned for the first time last week, and it helps us think about how we respond to our amazing God. Let's sing God of Wow.